Alright, so I've been seeing a bunch of people being some big babies about the new, like, Lotto event over here on the JP version of the game, being like, man, where is Oberon? I can't farm this event. It's too hard for me to be doing farming. And look, I'm here to give you the solution. The solution is sometimes you just gotta get a little bit creative, because somewhere on the screen, I don't know, maybe it'll be up here, maybe it'll be down here, I don't even know. There's gonna be some gameplay of me being able to farm the event. I've gotten a little bit creative with other team comps, potentially. The only annoying thing, really, is this Lancer Bradamante that kind of makes it annoying if you want to use archers. But literally, I'm just going to show you guys what I did, and hopefully that gives you ideas for team building for part 3. Because don't make me come back here, right? Don't make me come back here and be like, all right, man, here's a team that I'm using to farm this out. I don't have Oberon. I don't even have Koyanskaya, right? And so, you know, and I'm still able to get it done with like an arts farming team. Now, I would give you guys some quick suggestions, but me and Quick are going through a bit of a rough patch right now because over on the NA version of the game, I didn't get Scotty for like 2 years, and I still don't have Scotty, so I don't like Quick. All right, me and Quick, we're enemies, all right? It's all about arts, baby. It's the age of Artoria. So with all that being said, make sure you leave a like on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and with that being said, we will go ahead and dive into this. Now, thankfully, this one's actually really easy to do. All you're really going to need is just a decent arts farmer that has at least a 30% battery for the first and third wave, and specifically, you're going to want Yugioh. Why? Well, because on the second wave over here, you got this boy Roland, and now this Roland's looking a little bit thick, right? He's at 245k HP, and you might be like, all right, ZTL, I ain't got anybody that's going to clear that, and how is Yugioh going to do that? Well, if you didn't watch the low star legend on Yugioh, you didn't watch that video where we kind of gave her a little bit of a spotlight, she's kind of got this nutty anti-male special damage mod over here that like scales with her NP level. It's 250% if you have her NP 5, and you should have her at NP 5 because she's a 3-star servant. Now, my Yugioh, as you'll see in the gameplay, is able to clear, but she's, you know, grailed to level 80, but she is actually doing more than enough damage. Like, at times, she's hitting like 299k with just like the 2 Castoria attack buffs, plus her arts buff, like on her 3rd skill, right? And she's able to just easily clear this out and just obliterate Roland. Now, the only thing is that if you want to do this with the actual Lotto drop CE, the 2 Castorias combined will give her 60%, because again, remember, her charisma goes to the entire party, and they're 30% each. That gives her 60%. Yugioh's got her own 27% battery, but realistically, you just need the 20%. You just need it to be skill level 4. If you want to get this with the actual Lotto drop CE, you're going to need this 2nd skill down here. You're going to need to bring that to actually at least skill level 4 for that 13%, because then that'll add into the 27% if that's level 10, or if this is level 4, you're going to need to bring this to level 10. Basically, you need to just equal your last like 40%, right? I would just recommend bringing this to 10 and then taking this to like 4, right? It's just easy investment, shouldn't be too hard. But then she'll absolutely clamp this up. And then you also just now have Yugioh for setups in the future where there's just some large male enemy that's going to be in the 2nd wave. So nobody really thought about like Yugioh being really good for farming, but I was like, hey, you know what? This actually might be possible. And so I went ahead and, you know, tried it out, and it works out really, really well. Now, the actual challenge here is probably clearing this last node, right? Because this Charlemagne is kind of beefy, and Charlemagne's just got like very weird things about him, right? Like things that just kind of make him a little bit annoying to take down. Like, he's star attribute, and we don't have a whole lot of servants that are like really good against stars. He's a saber, so you would think like, oh, okay, I can maybe use like Jean Archer or Zenobia, and actually both of them can actually clear the Charlemagne with the special damage mod CE. The problem is that there's a huge Bradamante there as well, and that kind of makes it a little bit problematic. So again, you can clear the Charlemagne, but you're not really going to be able to clear the Bradamante, and so that kind of makes it really annoying. And so now you're going to be looking at like berserkers, right? You're going to want like a Zerk, so you don't have to worry about, you know, that whole Bradamante situation. And I'm personally using Ibuki, right? Because Ibuki, for me, you know, is able to easily clear at NP1. You know, my Ibuki's only NP1, is able to clear the 1st node. She still clears with 70% of her NP left. Then, on the 2nd wave, you go ahead and you pop her battery over here. That way she starts genning stars, and you bring those stars plus any little stars that you've genned over, you know, that second wave. Like, I don't know if you got a lucky quick card, you could attack with that first, but you go in with those stars, and really Ibuki just needs like 1 to 2 crits depending on what her cards are to actually guarantee kill the Charlemagne. Now you might be like, well, this is sounding like a little bit of RNG and everything, and yeah, sometimes it turns into a 4-turn farm because, you know, we miss getting any of her actual like face cards, but still, it's better than nothing, right? You're able to actually go ahead and clear this node without buster farming, because remember, that's kind of the whole problem here, is that a lot of people are complaining about these nodes because they don't have Oberon to massively gas up their damage, or they're not able to even just do buster farming, because buster farming does not care about these nodes. They just absolutely clap these guys up because they don't worry about actually refunding their NP. They only care about doing enough damage to clear. And go figure, if you have Oberon, he just massively gasses up your NP damage, as I'm sure a lot of people are aware of. Now, here's the problem. I've done a little bit of testing with some of these other servants, and the problem with using Musashi, right, is that Musashi over here doesn't have a battery, and the first node has 2 enemies, right? And so she's not going to be able to actually loop 100% of her NP back, and that's going to be a bit of a problem for her, right? So Musashi, well, technically, if you had some way to guarantee that she could get that NP that she's missing, she could do it, right? She could do basically the same thing that Ibuki could do, minus being able to do the crits with the stars, so that might be a little problematic, but you know, that's kind of an issue for her. Then Jean and Zenobia are also really solid options if you want to farm it with them. I would probably recommend like you using like a higher NP Jean or Zenobia, because again, they're going to really struggle against that Bradamante, right? But it's not impossible for them to like make it into like a 4-turn if you can get really good RNG with their crits, because remember that Jean Archer produces stars every single turn for 3 turns on her NP. So by the time that you fired the first NP and the second one, when you get to that 3rd wave, you're gonna have quite a few stars bubbling around, and you might even potentially get to fire like a 3rd one to really like make sure that, you know, that 4th turn you could just slam in crits and maybe clear if you have her at a higher NP copy. Zenobia's gonna be a little bit more rough because, as you can see, her NP1 damage not exactly the greatest. Even NP2 still kind of shy of that area where like you want your Ibuki to be, right? Because again, that's kind of my reference numbers, that she's doing 25k, and so that's why she's able to kind of clear that relatively easily. But then the problem is that like there are other servants, like Moriarty does damage against good people, right? And Charlemagne is, you know, lawful good. So you would think someone like him would be a really good option, but unless you've got him at like really high NP copies, the fact that he's type neutral against them means that he's probably not going to be doing enough damage unless you've got him at higher NP copies, or you just get like the nuts RNG, right? So things like that are possible, and again, there is like quick strategies you can attempt to use as well, but again, I refuse to go into quick strategies because me and Quick are in a rough spot right now, right? I'm upset with them, but I just wanted to kind of put this video out there for you guys. I was seeing a lot of people like complaining about it, and I was just like, guys, it's not that hard. Like, you just need to be a little bit creative with things. Like, I guarantee that there's people that are out there that are just like, man, I guess I'll go farm like the 6th node instead of the 7th node. I'm like, no, you should have Yugioh. Like, Yugioh can clear the Roland for you, and then it's just a matter of actually clearing waves 1 and 3. In fact, you could probably do different setups where like you maybe just go like 3 DPSs plug suiting into like a Castoria or something for extra damage. Like, you could probably make it work with some other guys, right? Like, there's other things you could probably do to actually make this work. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But if you need any future help, like if this video you're like, okay, well, but I don't have like Ibuki, but I do have like this NP3 Musashi, can someone help me make like a team comp for it? Not only do my streams, you know, usually I'll talk to people and I'll try to help them out with that as I'm streaming and playing FGO myself. I'll also test with servants if I have them, just to be like, okay, let me test it first and waste my AP before you do it. But there's also a whole Discord of people in the description, right, where we have like a whole Fate channel where a lot of those people are helpful. If you need a specific servant to get this thing cleared, if you need help building team comps because maybe your box is a little bit more restrictive, you know, you can actually just go over there and like talk to somebody, right? And somebody will be able to help you. Like, if not me, somebody else can, right? We got a very, very good community over there. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day, and I will catch you in the next video.